Hi, everyone. Elizabeth here. Let's see. What have I done this week? I sent 2 manuscripts to my editor. I fought the patriarchy. I won. I fought on Facebook. Oh, and I learned how to vibe code. So I wanted to give a special shout out to Liam in Texas, who is a fellow shadow breaker. He'll know what that means. But I'm so glad you guys are here. We're going to keep it simple tonight. We're going to start at the very basics. So if you have never coded before, if you are like, what is an MCP server and what is anti-gravity and all that, don't worry. We're not doing that tonight. We're going to start at the very beginning. So if I can do it, you can do it. And I have a song just for you.
Red light, leg room, cursor blinking in the blue. You type one line and I'm already breaking through. Low bass, hot, cold, syntax, glitter on your skin. You say, run it back, and the whole night kicks us in. Compound me in your heat, push the signal through. No sleep, all spark, I'm crashing into you. Neon on my tongue, fire in my blood, hands up, screen glow. I just want the rush, yeah, cold drops, heart jumps. We light the whole club up all night, no breaks. Neon on my tongue. Dark mode, bright pulse, you to bug me with your hands. Bit by bit, kiss by kiss, now I'm doing what you planned. Hard flash, soft smoke, we're electric on the floor. You open every lock like a backdoor, wanting more. Upload all that heat, let the wire hum. No fear, no lag, baby, make me come undone. Neon on my tongue, fire in my blood, hands up, screen glow. I just want the rush, yeah, cold drops, heart jumps. We light the whole club up all night, no breaks. Neon on my tongue. We're right in the dark, we're rewriting all the rules. Cherry lips, chrome lips, dirty data, pretty fools. Run wild, run high, let the whole thing overflow. If you want my body now, hit enter, let it go. Neon on my tongue, fire in my blood, hands up, screen glow. I just want the rush, blood, cold drops, heart jumps. We light the whole club up all night, no breaks. Neon on my tongue. Light, midnight, pulse under my thumbs. You and me, full speed till the morning starts to run. If you want it, press play. If you need it, make it loud. We were built to break the night and burn electric in the crowd.
All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Hello,
Hey,
happy
Stacey.
Friday.
Stacey, you are grainy for some reason. What happened?
I don't know. My internet's been wonky, slow.
Gotcha. Okay. Oh, Susan says applause, applause, applause. Stone asks, what is this genre of music called? I'm gonna need more. It is EAW relives her best 90s dreams. That's what that genre is called. But funny you should ask. We actually got an email this week from Suno reaching out for all of our work that we have been doing here on the FFA. So I've got to get back. I'm going to do Jen's comment. So I'll be getting back in touch with them, but hopefully we will get some goodies. Maybe we can invite a Suno person on the channel to come and talk to us more about the platform and stuff like that. Cause we're all using. So there we go. Yeah, Jen BB says 5 Pixel Stacy. You have to like the live to make her HD. And I just heard that the Liam who heard it knows that it's him, and he just heard it. So yeah.
Oh,
yeah. All right. Yes, Suno, Suno. It is something we've been working with for years to make music and stuff like that. So it's one of my favorite AI toys to play with, actually.
it's my favorite to listen to of yours. I haven't made too many songs yet, but I love listening to them.
Got it. All right. Oh, no worries. Darn autocorrect. No worries. I was just correcting it so people didn't look for sumo and then they couldn't find it. So it's Suno. And it always says it on all of our songs when we play the little video. And by the way, Suno makes those little videos for me with one click. I have the pro account, so one little click and I have that cute video. I just used it actually in a video for this live, actually, in AI writing for authors, and I put it on Facebook. And I loved that Facebook didn't know what it was, so it just said original audio. So I'm just like, yeah, it's original.
And you got a fancy the other week, and we actually have our own Spotify channel or stream or.
We do have.
Yeah. So if anybody's interested and wants to hear more of the songs, they can go on Spotify, look up, I believe, Future Fiction Academy. Is it under that?
It is Future Fiction Academy, and it is the Future Writes in Ink and Code is the first album. This song that you just heard will be going on the next album, which is Meet Me on Venus. So yeah, I've been working on my second album.
No big deal.
No big deal. I think I have enough for a second album now. It sounds so ridiculous to say.
But that is so awesome. We're making like companion songs for a lot of our books, and we can make our own Spotify playlist with our own. We are the people, the artist. So that is awesome.
Yes. I did actually have a question that I got off the live. Somebody asked me, like, what is, they see the Rexy. They have no problems with that. But they always ask me what this is. And I wanted to clarify, yes, it is an owl, but it was carved by my great-grandfather. So he signed it and everything like that. And so I just come from a long line of creative people. Now, what's interesting is that he died when I was in 4th grade. And one of my relatives, like, held on to all of his carvings, okay? And then recently, that relative, who was my great aunt, passed away. So we finally were able to get the carving. But her kids went through them first and only left some of them. Yes, my sister's already saying my statue is better. All of the carvings that we got, aside from like the owl, were people in sexual positions. I kid you not. Like, yeah, couples like kissing and stuff. There's one that we got that like, Christine's like, facts. There's one of a guy with a really long thing and the woman, and my mom's holding this up, right? I think that went to one of my other aunts, and she's like, it's his belt. We're like, no, that's not his belt.
I can't imagine a wood carving is that quick to make. So I applaud your grandfather's dedication to sit there for that long.
He lived in, Christine says they're doing yoga. There was one of a woman on all fours and then a man leaning back on her. And I'm like, this is definitely part of a set.
Oh, Lord. Like,
so, yeah, there were
weeks just like detailing out parts.
Yep. Here's the thing. He was in rural Arkansas. That's the land that my mother owns out in the middle of nowhere. And yeah, so all these things about, country folk don't have culture. Baloney. They carve it in wood, in case you were wondering, and then leave it to their great grandchildren. I figured the owl was okay to have. Yeah. April says it's all about the detailing. Yeah, it's all about the detailing. Yeah, so it's a funny family story. So that's why I have the owl. It's the best way I can be like, yeah, arts
Otherwise,
and
you'd have
crafts.
to like blur your background.
Yeah, Chrissy got one of the couples that's like in the moment. Christine says mine is like 1.5 feet and reminds me of the horror movie Together. Oh no, Banshee Bards, I'm sorry, what have you signed into? Apologies. You are in the Friday Night Live, and we have shenanigans. We have shenanigans afoot. But I invited Stacy to be on here tonight a little bit because, video aside, I wonder if you wanted to maybe pull up the newsletter and talk about, because that newsletter went out today.
Yes.
Okay. And then that way you're not so blurry. And I will work on setting up what I'm going to do. You are still blurry.
Oh, I look crystal clear on my side. So
really? Maybe let us know in the chat. Is she blurry or not, folks? That's the vote.
Computer or mine? Yeah.
Is it my computer or hers? Indeed. We've got 51 people in the room. Please like, subscribe. And tonight is a really cool thing because we are going to be doing the intro to vibe coding. Susan says you're blurry.
Oh.
Steph 2.0 says she's blurry. Danny says you're pixels. Christine just says woohoo. She did not vote.
See? Me and Christine are the only ones whose internet's working here.
It's because you don't have your class. It's because you don't have your glasses on.
I know. Okay, well, I will share hopefully, let's see. Add my share screen.
While she's doing that, I'll talk to you guys a little bit about the topic if you missed it in today's newsletter. And that is all about MCP servers, which she will explain and probably zoom in bigger. Nope, that's a wrong direction.
There we go.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
Okay. Well, we're talking
about.
I'm
going to make that bigger and make it smaller. There we go.
There we go. Oh, there we go. Too big. Okay.
Oh, there we go.
So
many there we go.
So Elizabeth's Jeffs Intensive is coming up because it's Friday the 13th. So of course you would be talking about bonnets and Mr. Darcy. But we were talking about, basically we talk a lot in the newsletter, at least, writing with AI. And I think there was some study out. It quoted me on where it was from, maybe Indie Author Magazine, I forget, but there's more and more authors not only using AI, but specifically using it for advertising, for business, for like it is becoming, on that side at least, very accustomed for using it for business purposes. So how can you use it? So I have a class, but genre research with Perplexity and something like Kindle data. So if you take the data from Kindle, Kindle Trends, oh Lord, but the data from Kindle Trends and like screenshot it or however you can get it up, you can put that into the chat, give it a link, something like that, and then start asking it niches that are underserved. How is my catalog compare? Subgenres and that are growing the most. And I've mentioned this before, but I specifically like Perplexity because not only does it give sources, which a lot of the foundational models do now, but Perplexity looks more into social media specifically. And if you're looking for like super accurate or authoritative information, social media is not the place to go. But if you're looking for book topics and trends and the newest stuff, you're not going to get that on a published blog first. Or you're not going to get that in Publishers Weekly or anything like that. You're going to get it on social media. That's why I like Perplexity for that. So we talked about author intelligence tools or audience intelligence tools. So there are things like SparkToro, which, warning, I have not actually used, but I looked into it. But it's what the traditional marketers use. It shows if you can give them a consumer range, where they hang out, what they do, what their age ranges are, where else can you find them? I
just used to guess all of that.
Yep.
Like now for real. When I would do Jane Austen books back before we had these tools, I would buy, I just choked on a Reese's cup.
I'm sorry.
I know this slide was going great. I would literally teach authors back in 2018 what TV shows are the people who read your books into. At the time, Downton Abbey was super huge. So I would buy ads keyworded for Downton Abbey, and guess who read Jane Austen books? The same people who watched Downton Abbey.
Yep, exactly. But now you don't have to guess. Maybe they're watching, a bunch of them are watching Drive to Survive for some reason because they're the same age demographic, maybe.
Right.
So you never know, but social media accounts, hashtags, keywords. So you can do all of that and then take it, throw it into AI and get even more. Maybe specifically with your Facebook ads, how can they clean them up? Yeah. So it's, yep. This is us viewers. Absolutely. Comp title analysis with the new Claude. Oh, you can't see my toolbar, but the new Claude what is it? Chrome browser or just
yes,
browser.
Extension, the Chrome extension. The Claude extension. Claude extension.
You can go to the top 100 page. Like you don't have to download the information or screenshot or do anything. Just take it over to the top 100 of any retailer. It doesn't have to be Amazon if you're trying to up your sales in Kobo or something. But what patterns do you see? What's the average price point, page counts, tropes, like anything you want to see out of the top 100.
Time out. Mm-hmm. These were always tools that we used to have to like buy as indies, and they would be kind of interesting. Like I still have my Kindle Spy extension on my Chrome.
I do too. I still use this a little bit, but it's because Amazon specifically doesn't like anything scraping their website. They try whatever they can to get these things to stop. It's a forever push and pull. But
ask them how many websites they're scraping.
Yeah, exactly. But Claude isn't scraping the website. You can watch it. It is going through and actually clicking, just like you.
Yeah, it's being a user.
Yeah, it's a user. It's using it from the user end, not any bot scraping. So it can get all of that data, which is awesome and amazing. And then just go to town asking it all the questions. But then, like, I actually had to check this with some people, like the smarter of people like Carlo
we have a whole division now of the FFA staff that are experts in the MCP servers and extensions, and they work with Joe. Oh my gosh, Kimberly, mine is doing it right now. She says anti-gravity can do it too. That was the first part, but I love the line of like, mine is doing it right now. And Lynn said, I just showed my class that with Gemini in Chrome. Oh, in your community class, Lynn Jordan? You showed it in your community class? I'm shocked.
This is why Lynn is getting moved. I know. I stopped. But so I had to check this, but I had a great conversation. I didn't know there were this many options for MCP servers. And a lot of them, like I had to go look up, are like brand new, like within the past 2 weeks. So Brevo and MailerLite both have MCP servers. I didn't check every email, anything out there.
I didn't want to go through all of them. But where can they get this newsletter? Because is this a paid class?
No, this is just my newsletter.
So they get it free?
Yeah.
No, I mean this newsletter. Like, how the heck do they sign up for this newsletter, Stacey Anderson?
FutureFictionAcademy.com is, I think Steph has it on just about every page. So if you go to our website, you will find it. That's probably the easiest way. If you sign up for a class, you'll probably get on it. You can always unsubscribe, but I think it's pretty good. So
yeah, and I'm bringing this up because we hear sometimes from people, I don't learn from video. I don't learn from the YouTube channel. You're sleeping on the newsletter. The newsletter is free. The newsletter goes out how many times a week to the non-members? Twice?
I read it twice a week. And then Christina has we also have an evergreen sequence that goes.
Right.
So when you're new for oh Lord, it's probably 16 weeks or whatever. I don't know. Mm-hmm. She has it set up, but you'll get a third one just in the automated sequence.
Perfect. So yeah, sign up for our newsletter. We have good stuff in there.
Yeah.
Lots of great lessons and stuff. And today's newsletter was the MCP server. Now, if they sign up today, they won't get today's newsletter. Or is there a way to get to the archives?
I have not updated the archives. So you'd have to email Dean to get it, or maybe
we can put isn't there a link to the thing?
Yes.
Isn't there a link and we can put it in the notes for that particular newsletter and then we'll work on an archive?
Yes.
All right.
Here we go.
You heard it here first,
so
people.
This is a text link that's now here.
Yeah.
But yes, I will get that in there. It'll say hello, Stacey Anderson at the top. But
Lynn, I was teasing it about the community class. I'm getting in trouble on Discord. She's mad at me. Oh my gosh, Steph 2.0 says, go have an agent update the archives.
I know.
Facts.
Yes. Yeah, since it's all there. But with our MCPs, or what an MCP is, instead of essentially all it is a direct connection. So rather than like me downloading my emails or telling it this is my style or showing some old emails, it can connect to my Brevo account and then just go in there and look at them. Not only look at my emails, look at my open rates, look at my engagement, look at all of those metrics that they have, plus the content. And it can give, like I tried it out and it can give some pretty darn good. It was actually telling me like, obviously which ones do better. And you guys like the catchier, like if I just tell you what I'm like Notion versus Obsidian did worse than, hey, look, I got a surprise, or like something a little catchier.
Mm-hmm.
But
Lynn says today's newsletter rocked.
Oh, thank you, Lynn.
All right. So I'm going to give everyone a sneak peek.
Yep.
Okay. I do not code. So we're going to, I'm going to just share my screen for just a minute and then stop for just a minute. So here's your quick peek. Here it is. You guys, I made this in a single day and I can have a summary. I can literally say today, I can put a milestone, rocked the YouTube. Also, if I don't click save, if I just click out here, it still saves it. And my milestones for the month are right there. That was an important feature, y'all. But I just made this cute little calendar that I can have my monthly summary of words written, words edited. Now, the words edited on an individual page are in italics and then how many hours I worked that day. This is dummy data. It was just to show it off. Why are some of them highlighted? Because in my month settings, I can actually put what threshold it is. So if I say that my written threshold is 200 words is a good day, it'll highlight that. Or if I say 500 words is a good day, it'll highlight if it's more than that. I can also change out my emoji meanings. And as for the look and feel, I have different colors. Now, what's great is that's at the month level. So I can make March 26th Ruby Glow. April can be a different color. April could be Sky Breeze. So I did not write the code for any of this, but I'm going to show you how I made this. We're going to do this step by step. So that is the preview. Now, Stacey, do you code?
God, no. Like
God, no.
I did like basic HTML back in the day, and that
I did basic HTML, sure.
CSS on a WordPress site, but that's about it.
But I could never do it like from scratch. Like I always had to have like the book right there and be looking at an example, type that painstakingly in, make adjustments, like make changes to it. I could never write my own code. I would
always search Google, pull out a snippet, paste it in, and then I knew enough to like tweak some stuff.
You knew enough to be dangerous.
Yes, I knew enough to break stuff.
So let me know in the comments, okay? So I know I've seen the names in the comments of who's talking in the chat right now. We have a lot of great experience in the chat. We have some of the best best people who are in the Ink and Code Society. For those who don't know, the Ink and Code Society is a specialty like subgroup inside of the Future Fiction Academy full membership. Full membership, because we might be soon having a light membership offering. I don't know.
Yeah, between the two of us, we kept that a secret.
You know,
15 minutes.
We might. We'll talk about it in the after party. So that is we are the geeks of the geeks, Kimberly says. Danny says, shh, I give you a hint. Most developers do the same thing. We search and paste.
That's why there were so many
Christine, to find. This is exactly what I was talking about in today's founders meeting. Knew enough to modify my MySpace account.
Poor Joe, we had to tell him what MySpace was. Or he just...
Yeah, we did. That was the thing. Real fast, quick little side note. Well, people, let me know in the chat while we answer this question. Have you coded? Are you insecure about coding? Are you like, not for me, never in a million years, Elizabeth, I'm here to prove you wrong that I can't do this? Let me know in the chat. I want to know that you're not down for this. That's okay. I wasn't either. This is literally, I have been kicking and screaming and dragging my feet to vibe coding. I've been like, no, the agents are stupid. I don't like them. They are actually still stupid. They were stupid last night and they lied to me, but I was trying to like make a really complicated app after I did one thing, because of course I did. So yeah, would love to code. I love to hear that, Chris Chit Chat. So Q for any member here. Since I haven't written for about 30 years as a team, and after I become a subscribed member, what class should I begin with to write romance shorts? I would say Harper's. Is that, when is the women's fiction one coming out? Is that one just about that? That's already a lab for the members in there, though.
It isn't, but I could go ahead and put it in this tonight or tomorrow.
No, I thought she did these classes already.
She did, but it's getting released in March, so I haven't actually uploaded it to the...
She didn't do them live in like December and stuff like that?
Oh, duh. She did it live.
I was like, wait a minute.
She did it live, and it's going to be a more polished standalone too.
So that's coming. You can also take a look at writing short stories in a shared world. That's one of our very first standalone classes that Stacy did. You'll see old Raptorite in it, but the prompts and the methodology still work, and you can use it in current Raptorite. But that's a great question, Chris Chit Chat. And you can also always ask in our Discord. If you're not a member of our Discord, the link to that is right in your Teachable. But yeah, great question. Great question. And if you are able to make the after party tonight, which is in the lab room, then after this session, then we will help you even further, because the lab room is the party where it's at. Okay, so let's see what we have here. So, Chris Chit Chat would love to code. I want to, but afraid I will mess it up. I hear you, 642. I hear you. Banshee Bard says no secrets. Nitty Kitty says, I work in IT, but love to see different ways to do things. Nitty Kitty, I love that. That is like such a really cool vibe to have, because I am about to make a fool of myself on live YouTube. So thank you for that grace.
But sometimes outsiders think way outside of the box than
Let me tell you about the time
trained.
Let me tell you about the time I couldn't figure out loops in a macro. I could not figure out the for if loop. I couldn't make it work. I just copied and pasted that 7 times, because that was enough times that it would work. It never needed more than like 5 or 6. So I just copied and pasted the code 7 times. Sure did. Susan Gable 6735 says, I tried a little 2 weeks ago with my son coaching, and I haven't tried it since. June Sixer says, just a matter of time to learn. Well, give me about 30 minutes tonight. Susan says, I'm doing crazy Claude skills right now, but coding could be great fun. I'm going to assume that meant not a coder, but I don't think you're a citer either. But keen to see. Lori says, used to do machine learning language, but it's been decades. And Plumstone says, Comp Sci 101, so I kind of understand the way coding works. Yeah, I agree. Okay, so I think a lot of us are in that same boat, that we may have been early adopters of computers. We were early natives to the digital world. We're not calling out anybody's age here, but I mean, some of us can remember our original first screen names before the first time we ever connected to the internet, and it was a very long time ago. So we're gonna just leave it at that. I have always felt deep in my soul a little bit of letdown because I was early to computers. And I was early in the sense that, like, I was able, like, my first computer had DOS that I had to do to pick out programs and stuff. I had computers even before that too. But the first home computer that my family got was my dad's first classes would get bonuses. And so they'd buy themselves new computers. And so our family got the old computers because they'd come over to Chief's house and they're like, oh, Chief's daughter's really smart and she likes computers. So we got a computer given to us. And I remember like signing into X-Tree Gold to be able to run Paperboy on my computer to play Paperboy. I don't know if you remember Paperboy, but I was really good at Paperboy. But I could never get coding. I went to special schools for math and science, and that was always a block for me. Anytime I tried a coding class or a coding book, I'd open up the book and it would just start saying a string and a variable. You can have a variable and a string is just some letters. And I'm like, but you're using words that I don't know to define words I don't know.
It was so dry to begin with. Like, yeah, they have to go through what a string is and what this is, and let's code hello world, and that's not fun. Like, yeah,
that's not fun at all.
No, and I could never get past the bored part to get to the cool part.
Yeah, pretty much. The boring part always stopped me in my tracks. I agree. It's like, this is not, I don't see the possibility here, and I need to see the razzmatazz. So hopefully the calendar thing, I showed you guys some razzmatazz. So we're going to make something similar to that. Now, this is an interactive live, so you are going to be able to comment live some ideas for features. I don't promise I will do all of the features, but I can show you some. I am not going to use Claude Code for this because I have not done that. We're going to use ChatGPT Codex first, and then if we have time, we'll hop over to Claude Code to do the same thing. Okay, so in your notes, I did put what I started with, and what I started with was a very simple, not this. Go back to the notes, Elizabeth. I started with a very simple premise here. And I'm not sharing the right one. There we go. So here's how I started. I want to vibe code, but I don't even really understand what to do with code to see it work. I don't understand terminals or what to do. So if you identify with this statement, Stacy, do you?
Oh, yes. I am still pestering Joe to get on a class because I'm starting to get like all the vibe coding stuff, but how to like what you figured out, how to actually get it in a web browser, even like how do I get it out of the terminal? And
that's what we're going to show tonight.
Yep.
Okay. So this is how I started. And you can use something like this in any kind of a chatbot or something like that. I'll show you what the chatbot told me, and I already hated it. So this is the Elizabeth's, the name of this project, you're going to laugh. The name of this project is Elizabeth Learns to Code. That's what I named it. Elizabeth Learns to Code. Okay, so I have my prompt in there. And then it basically told me, you need to learn 3 things to get unstuck. Where the code lives, how to run it, and where the results show up. One of the reasons that code doesn't make sense to some of us is that it doesn't even make sense to the computer really like that. The way that it is put in there, it actually gets turned by the computer into zeros and ones. Am I wrong? Like, it gets translated into something. Is it something different?
Yeah.
So that's the problem I've had with code. I think that they have been very arbitrary with my precious punctuation, and I'm not okay with it. I'm just going to throw a single quote here, and we're just going to abuse the colon, and semicolon we're going to use that to end a line. No, that completes a clause. You should have used a period. No, you can't use a period, because then we couldn't have decimals. Well, you should have thought of this. No. All right. So where the code lives, how to run it, and where it results. And this is the very simple mental model. And honestly, when I did this, now I'm using ChatGPT. Now, why is it so simple here? This ChatGPT knows me. It knows I'm an author. It knows, like, there's been lots of times in there that it's heard me blast about coders and engineers trying to write books. Trust me, it knows me. So it was able to say, think of the code as the recipe. Think of the file as where the recipe is written. So I'm like, okay, I'm already thinking of like a box of recipe cards. Got it. Mm-hmm. Terminal is the place where you tell the computer, cook this recipe. I'm like, so is it the kitchen?
The kitchen or the oven or the stove? Like,
no. It's the kitchen that has the oven and the stove and stuff inside of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I know that's really kind of confusing because, like, the freaking terminal is just a box, but the terminal has access to every single kitchen gadget you could ever think of. That's when sometimes it'll say you don't have blah, blah, blah Python library installed. That's basically like you're missing an air fryer, and this recipe called for an air fryer.
Oh, you don't have your handheld blender or something. Yeah.
You don't have your handheld blender. So you have to go download some archaic download blender, the handheld blender. Am I explaining it so good so far, Danny, and my coders in the house? Yeah. Forgot our mortal and pestle. Now, this is the part that we all like. The food that appears, the program output. And basically, I was always getting stuck in that terminal place. I could never get to the kitchen, from the kitchen to the food appearing.
I got my wooden spoon. What more do you want?
I have all these files. I have all these recipe cards. Food, please.
Food, please.
All right. So here's the easiest way to start. Is Replit. And I was like, no. Because this was like, hello, Elizabeth. This is stupid. Boring. I'm a grown adult. I'm not in kindergarten. I don't want it to say print hello, Elizabeth. My first little computer did that. No, thank you. What else you got? CodePen. Now, I actually have used CodePen before. When I say I have tried to learn how to code, I mean I have invested thousands of dollars learning how to code. Christine and I once bought all of the SheCode stuff, and they used CodePen so that you can just stand something up. Now, for those of you who are looking at this, you might be accustomed to HTML. H1 just stands for heading 1. I know that. And basically this starts it, and then the slash code here ends it. I like this kind of code. This kind of code makes sense. And of course it does, because it's not code at all. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is markup language. Just like when you hear markup for documents, it's a markup language. It's code for us. It's basically a code that like spans that creative versus engineering person. Mm-hmm. Doesn't have stupid semicolons. So yeah, we're going to have a button, and then this is the action that on click, it'll alert. The alert, I know, is there are certain core functions on your computer. So have you ever been on a website and it does the little dong sound and the little box pops up?
Oh, yeah.
That's your alert.
Bad websites, but
yeah. Yeah. And it's just basically going to say, you clicked me when it comes up, but then the title on the button is going to be what this is here, which is click me. And then we're going to end the button. So now you have a tiny interactive web page. Again, don't care. You can also click this preview button here in ChatGPT, and it will render you simple HTML. So you can see the button says click me.
Maybe you can't do full Python in the browser or something.
This is HTML, so This was. Now I don't know how to get out of it. Just go back to the code. Thank you very much. Now, there's lots of cool innovations that people have made, like Jupyter notebooks and things, so that you can put code in and then it just kind of works in the simple section there. So let's think about the terminal. It's just the text box where you tell your computer to do things. So you type python hello.py, the computer runs the file. That's it. People make terminals sound mystical, but it's basically a command line remote control. It's the kitchen. I'm sorry. It is not the command line remote control. There is nothing remote control about the terminal. It is mysterious and dangerous, and I'm afraid it's going to blow up my entire computer if I do something wrong in it.
Yeah, my son is very thorough with his investigations of things, and he couldn't have been more than 3 or 4, and somehow he just clicked every single pixel on the computer screen and somehow eventually opened the command. I think he like reformatted something, but he had the command box open on the computer and was typing in stuff.
So I didn't want any of this. So the secret of vibe coding. Most vibe coders do this loop. They ask the AI to write the code. They paste it somewhere. They run it. They see what breaks. They ask AI to fix it. Lies. That's what people who know how to code vibe code. Those of us who don't know how to vibe code, we ask the AI to write with code and we don't know what's next.
Yeah.
And I really feel, I'm not trying to harp on this. I just want to stress this out for people, because when I watch Sam Altman and I watch, the people from Anthropic, and I watch the people from, a lot of AI companies and stuff, even the Google demonstrations, they're trying to build stuff for people like you and me, Stacy, and everybody else in the chat who can't code. And they are missing a very big gap.
Yeah. Like, it's just this simple. But
just this simple.
Yeah. It's just like saying riding a bike is just putting your feet in a circle. Like, it's a little more than that, but if you're so used to it, it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah. And I mean, basically, if I was to say that a vibe writer, somebody who doesn't really write books professionally, but is going to use AI, they ask AI to write a book, they get it, they paste it somewhere, and then they don't know how to publish it. They don't know how to edit it. They don't know how to developmentally edit it. They don't know that there's a difference between a dev edit, a line edit, and a copy edit. So it's a big difference there. So, okay. So you just need to know how to run the code. So the fastest setup was install cursor. I've already done that before. It doesn't help me. And I still can't get that terminal to work. So here's what actually worked for me. And I said, what if I want my apps online so I can use them anywhere? And I don't mind spending money on hosting like Railway. And it told me that, yeah, the cleaner path is AI writes code, save it in GitHub, Railway deploys it, you open the URL. And I was like, oh, no. I don't know GitHub and I don't know Railway. That held me back. So here's what I finally ended up doing. I was brave and I went ahead and I used the codex. I clicked on codex here on the left-hand side. And when you click on codex, here's my codex here that it did not go to this. Okay, share this tab instead. When I first was here, it offered me to download it for my Mac, and I did do that, but we're gonna play with it in here. And this, I think, actually got hooked up to a, wait a minute, this codec.
Oh, there was that one day Joe was teaching us.
There was that one day I broke that he said it was really great and it was not. I remember. The West
Joe's
remembers
too.
Okay, I found the link that you want to click on. So the link that you want to click on is the app button. Up at the top it says app, and then it'll say get started with Codex, and you can download for Mac OS. You can also download for other things. Now here it'll show you open the Codex and you sign into your ChatGPT account. You select a folder or a Git repository on your computer where Codex will work, and then you kick off your first task. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start doing that. June Sixer says, so we need another name then for the higher level coding that is not vibe coding. Skip the dishes style of coding. Yeah, I agree. So I do want to address something because I did see something in the chat, and I'm going to briefly explain my thoughts on this. So I know we're using ChatGPT Codex. I know that there are people who have very strong opinions about ChatGPT right now. I am a former military spouse, military dependent. Stacy's been in the military as well. My personal stance on this is a very stance of pragmatism, the same as it always has been. I look at it as, out of the list of people that would be partners, I have certain ones that I wouldn't prefer to partner with my government. I don't think I think it's theater, honestly, all this. We ask for permission or we're making agreements and things like that. That's just my personal experience and my personal opinion. I don't think any company in the United States right now can really tell the Pentagon no on anything. And I'm not sure that, Stacey, that you agree, but I'll just wait for the whistle blowing years down the road. That's kind of where I'm
at. I think there's a lot going on that it is. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not saying that Anthropic is altruistic or anything like that, but it was, it was interesting, all of the disclosure that just kind of like fell out and all of that. So that's, and again, I'm not trying to be spicy about this. I'm trying to be as politically neutral as I can be, because I have found so far in this AI world, the minute you have a stance about one thing, everything changes anyway. So today I was talking on our phones and then the computer literally repeated back an exact phrase that I said. So I've just accepted I'm always being spied on. I sing a lot for that very reason.
Yeah, I've actually noticed my ALEXA. I won't say it for those of you who
I changed mine to ZIGGY. So if I say the name, it won't.
But it doesn't stop listening anymore. Like, no. You'll ask it a question and then I'll like be talking to my husband and darn thing like pipes up again. I'm shut up. Nobody's talking to you. Like,
yep. The SIRI doesn't stop.
Yep.
Listening. There's a lot. And honestly, I've learned a lot. There's some great books, and I can't think off the top of my head right now. But basically, when we started getting all of these free tools from Google Docs and all of that, we were the product. And I hear you that you're saying you can adjust it, but I promise you, I have even turned off those settings, and it's still there. They still have exceptions for, we were just listening in case there was an emergency or things like that. So we all became products a long time ago. There was a point where we probably could have staved that off for longer. And I think that there were people who were working for that. I was a little too young for any political advocacy back then. But that's why I'm really on top of the AI stuff as much as I can be, because I want to know what's going on. I don't always agree with all of it. I don't agree with anybody helping any government spy on their citizens. That's not a value I hold. But if I'm not able to stop it, then I at least want to know who's involved doing it. Again, pragmatic. Very pragmatic.
I start talking about stuff I want coupons for to show up in my feed in Facebook.
Yes, you know what? I would like $1 million. I would like more gorgeous men doing ballet. Screw you, Timothy Chalamet. I love F1. I just saw some pictures of.
I'd be like, Hello Fresh, and you just start saying, I wish I had a meal kit, and then coupons start showing up in my
coupons. Oh my gosh, my lunch today, I was ordering from DoorDash and I got interrupted. And so the restaurant that I was in DoorDash that I got interrupted, it literally just asked me, it literally was like, no, buy two, get one free, or buy one, get two, BOGO at that particular restaurant. I was like, well, thank you for the BOGO.
Yeah, a lot of times on websites, I'll like go for the closeout button just to see if they pop up a coupon real quick.
Yeah, see what they offer. You leave stuff in your cart.
Mm-hmm.
Lorna Tedder, author, says we haven't had privacy since the 90s. Y'all just didn't know. I did. I get crafty with how to thwart my overlords. Okay, so getting started with Codex. I did download mine to the Mac OS, and I am going to show that because I have it open. And I'm going to share that screen instead. So I'm going to remove that one, and I'm going to stop it. Stop screen, and then I get to share a new one. So now we're going to wait a minute. Christine goes, I have caught my
She must
niece
have said
repeating
that.
a movie to her phone for more content. She was 12 at the time. That sounds like something Caitlin would do. I remember when the kid cried the first time she saw a commercial because she didn't understand it.
Oh,
she'd only had seen Netflix up to that point, or like DVDs, and so she was about 3 or 4 when we finally got cable again. And so the program was on, and suddenly it went to commercial, and she just went, ah, like someone had changed the channel.
My son asked if my parents were too poor to afford the premium version.
Oh my god!
Because they were watching just cable. Are they too poor to afford premium cable without the commercials?
Right. Okay. So here is the codex. So this is the codex on my Mac. And I have 2 options here on this screen. I can actually continue with ChatGPT, or I can enter an API key. Let me explain something that I learned. If you start a chat or a project with an API key, you cannot then switch that chat back to the ChatGPT. So I did do an API key for my first project because I wanted to see how much it would cost me, but I'm going to just continue with ChatGPT. So basically, my $20 a month ChatGPT account gets me a bunch of codex stuff in here that I can do. And now it's just asking me to sign in, and I'm just signing in that you can't see as the auth account on with my Google account. And it will say, and this is the important part, let me share this instead real fast. These are the kinds, on the topic of what we're talking about, let me show you what these things are all about. Okay? Let's see if you guys can read that better. That's better? Okay. Sign in to Codex with ChatGPT. Now, most of us would just have clicked the button to sign in and move on. It's this thing right here. By continuing, ChatGPT will share your name, email, and profile picture with Codex to link your account. Codex will not receive your chat history. So your ChatGPT chats are separate from your Codex. And if people are wondering why, it's because ChatGPT predated Codex, and we can actually remember, some of us can remember when ChatGPT hired a bunch of people from a previous tool. I think all the people from Windsurfer, they sold Windsurfer to Google, then they all went, I don't know. But there was a thing where they bought a thing, and then the people went to go work for ChatGPT.
Oh.
When you use Codex, it's powered by your ChatGPT account and uses your plan's rate limits and training and language preferences. The ChatGPT terms of use and privacy policy, or the corresponding service terms for ChatGPT Enterprise, education, or business users apply to data shared with ChatGPT. Codex makes mistakes, review the code it writes and the commands it runs. Okay, so we're going to click continue. And once I clicked continue, my other one was all signed in, so I will stop the screen and I will show you the other side. So again, I'm just pointing that out because when we get also quick to work and stuff like that, we're really quick to like click the button. That's what happens. You're basically agreeing to giving your firstborn some blood samples, all the stuff.
I remember back in the day, Apple would have in their terms and conditions, like if you actually read through it, there was visit this website for a $20 gift card or something.
Yeah. Just to see how many people actually read it. And then they found out nobody read it. Okay. So I am going to go back to the app. I remember how to do this. I do remember how to do this. Okay, so for this next step, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to share my entire screen so that you guys can see it. I'm going to apologize in advance if you see anything sensitive that you shouldn't. Let me close out Discord and things. Let me hide my stuff. I was trying to get it all prepped up earlier, but then people message me, and then I got like my text messages up. Like, don't text me, guys, while I'm live. Bad idea. Don't need that open. Don't need that open right now. That's my Visual Studio Code. We'll look at that later. So we're gonna work dangerously. We're gonna work very open to the screen here. What? How many things did I have open? In the software. My gosh. Okay, I think I got it all now. Huh?
It can get dangerous how many things I have open.
It is. Okay, so hold tight. It's going to look like a vortex for just a second. So I'm going to stop the screen and I'm going to share my whole screen. Share screen. Entire screen. Here we go. Ta-da! We are in the vortex. It's okay. Find your vortex buddy. So I have Visual Studio Code. I have this open and I'm going to minimize that. So that's not going on. Apparently you can see I was watching F1 too. Okay. And I also had my video up. I don't know why I have that up too. Update later. Close that. Okay. Although I know I can keep that open and see that. Okay. So you guys, Stacey, you'll have to bring my eyes and ears on here.
Okay.
So we've loaded it up. I hooked it up to my ChatGPT. You can always do that in the top left here with log out. So just to show you guys, I'm going to go ahead and log out so you can see what that looks like. Zoom back in. And it'll say, continue with ChatGPT, enter the key. I continue with ChatGPT. It takes me back here. I will continue with Google. I will do my Google account. It says, yep, you're signing in, click continue, just so you guys can see this. So we have a whole start to finish thing that you guys can see that it did. All right, we're back to Codex now. So we're logged in. I'm going to create a new app. So to do that, I'm going to create an entirely new project. So the first thing I'm going to do here is that it can do a new thread. So if I click new thread, it would just give me a new thread right here. So that's where it is. But right now, this thing doesn't have anything. So it'll have like at the bottom here, it says select where to run the task. And I have local project and it also shows you your rate limits remaining. I have a lot, I guess. I have 5 hours or something like that. So, but I've used 81% of my weekly limit. And so I have until March 19th and then that'll rotate over. And of course you can always upgrade to Pro. But we're going to be doing a local project. I'm not messing with Git. You don't have to. So we're going to do something like that, my sticker app. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go add a new project. And you guys can see that it popped up my computer screen. You guys can see that, right, Stacey? It popped up like my desktop.
Yep.
All right. I'm going to go to my iCloud drive. Why my iCloud drive? Because I often use my laptop. I often use my desktop. I don't know where I'm going to be on any given day, so I like to keep stuff in my iCloud drive. Now, good news is I have a folder already made here called Codex Learning, but let's pretend I don't have a folder. I don't want to put it in something that I already have. I want to start fresh, and you should. So I'm going to start fresh with clicking a new folder, and I'm going to call this Coding Live with Friends. So what does this mean? It means that right now, my Codex only has permissions to this folder. So I'm going to click open right here, and that's the folder that it gets to work with. And it shows it right here, Coding Live with Friends. Doesn't have access to anywhere else on my computer. I didn't give it. It doesn't have access to my other files. It can't go read the rest of my iCloud drive. It's like at a zoo, okay? We have put it in a place at the zoo. It's got a, what do they call that? The things that the animals live in.
A cage?
The nicer word. Paddock?
Paddock?
I don't know what I can't think of it now off the top of my head. Enclosure. We have placed the codex in the enclosure. Okay. Any interesting chat or anything like that? Comments? I can't see it.
Habitat isolation, enclosure.
Yeah.
But yep.
Gotta play these games with authors. I'm guessing of a word. I'm thinking of a word. Enclosure. Yep. So this answers that first question. I'm afraid if I play with this thing, I'm going to blow up my computer. The minute you put it in one folder over there, that's where it gets to play. That's all. That's the only place it gets to play at is right here. And it'll say exactly where this is on your computer if you hover over it. Users, Elizabeth West. Library, mobile documents, Com, Apple, iCloud drives, coding live with friends. That's where it lives. That's important for later. Now, I have no threads in here. You can have multiple threads with one thing. So we're going to start a thread in this folder because that's what I have selected. And it says ask Codex anything, to add files, / for commands. So I'm going to, it's just like anti-gravity in the sense that I can upload photos and files. I can go into plan mode. I can choose which speed I want, standard or anything like that. Oh, shoot, that's the automation I have. Stop the automation. Pause. You stop it. Stop. That's what I was working on last night, and it was bad. Yeah. So we're going back to the new thread. I don't have that one figured out quite yet, so I'll teach that to you once I have it figured out. You can choose your model here, 5.4, 5.3. You can use a simpler model. You can choose your reasoning effort, your low, your medium, your high, your extra high. We're just going to stick with medium because we're just making a simple little app. You can also dictate, or you can hold a special key to dictate, and then you can send. So this interface looks a lot like ChatGPT. Wouldn't you agree, Stacy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's meant to make you feel more comfortable. Your default permissions are it runs commands in a sandbox. Do not give it full access. It literally tells you Codex has full access over your computer. Don't do that. No. If you wouldn't give a stranger on your street access to your computer, don't give the bot access to your computer. What you hear online of these people buying Mac Minis and making like the Claude bots or whatever the heck it's called now, that's what they're doing. They're doing full access. They have basically a dummy computer that they're just using for experimentation on and running it with automations like you just saw. Another thing that's here is skills that some of you will recognize. There are skills. This actually made a skill for me last night. I don't know how good it is, but it actually has the information about the skill here. I did not write this. The AI did. So I can't give you skills yet either. But you can start to see that they are starting to make this, wait, go away. They are starting to try to make this, I think, more friendly for us. It's just not quite there yet. And what I mean by that is this one, develop web game dev plus playwright test loop. These are the things that I get frustrated with. This to me is not a step-by-step I can follow. Can you, Stacy?
Not really, or not easily.
No. Yeah, it's hard. Pick a goal. Define a single feature or behavior to implement. What do you mean? What is a feature? What is a behavior? You have assumed I know what that means with the game dev. Implement small. Make the smallest change that moves the game forward. Ensure integration points. What the heck is an integration point? Provide a single canvas and window.render_game_to text so the test loop can read state. What the helly? This is where I fall down. This is where I've always fell down because I don't feel like if I'm learning something new, I don't feel like also translating a foreign language at the same time.
Yeah.
So that's just my little feedback to the people who are trying, because this is not made for people. This is not intent. I don't think, I mean, I know that the people who are regular coders and stuff, they're the best at using this, but it wasn't written. It wasn't, they have dreams that people like us are going to use this thing. I don't know. We'll get there.
Not like that.
So far we've made a folder. We've contained it there. I'm going to do a new thread inside of the coding live with friends. I could choose this in a different project if I wanted to. But we're going to do coding live with friends. And let's see I'm going to do that little calendar thing. So we're just going to put it in plain language. I'm actually going to start off with who I am. I am an author. I want a simple calendar that I can open in my browser. That's important. This is how we get around the terminal, people. We're building a little web app. The calendar should keep information specific to the month. Where do I put it in plan mode? I already forgot. Maybe I had to do that before. Oh, there we go. Push the plus sign, and we're going to put it in plan mode first. So we'll do that first. Create a plan, shift tab to toggle. Okay, so we'll put that back in. I'm an author. I want a simple calendar that I can open in my browser. The calendar should keep information specific to the month. I want to track word count, editing words count, hours worked, and I want to use emojis to give myself stickers for the day. I also want to, we won't change that. I want it cute and pretty. Think digital planner girly. And I love cute fonts and customization. Anything else you want, Stacy? What else is in the order?
Kawaii, like little.
Okay. I prefer kawaii aesthetic. And for the UI, this is just user interface. I want it to be 2-column with the calendar taking up the biggest area. And I prefer to use my mouse to click on things and type it in instead of sliders. So I don't really like sliders. Let's see what it can do. So I'm just going to call this I'm an author, and let's see what it makes. So this is the prompt that we're going to put in because it's just going to make a plan to do this. Oh, I forgot one other thing. Simple is best, and I want all of the code and CSS and everything that you can comment out to be commented out. Like, I know nothing about code. I want to be able to read it and understand it. Use metaphor and examples in the comments that an author would understand. Okay, so that's the prompt. I'll put it in your notes for today. And we're going to click go. Any questions before I click the button from the comments?
Doesn't look like it.
Okay, here we go. So it's just going to make the plan. You want a browser openable writing calendar with a cute mouse-friendly monthly workflow. And I'm going to start by checking what's already in this workspace so the plan fits the project instead of guessing. The workspace is empty, which actually makes this simpler. We can design this as a standalone little web app instead of fitting into an existing code base. I've got the shape of the feature set, and the next step is locking a few choices that affect how the calendar stores your writing life and how customizable we make version 1. How should the calendar remember each month's entries when you reopen it later? Browser only, recommended. Now, I learned about this, so you can now put the little I thing here, store everything in your browser on this computer with no setup and the simplest build. An export-import file lets you save and load a data file manually for backups and moving to another computer. Both, or no and tell Codex what to do differently. Stacy, which one would you pick?
Browser. Oh,
you just want the browser?
Well, let's do the import, both.
I want both in the browser, but also include the export-import for peace of mind. Yeah. Okay. For the first version, how much appearance customization do you want built in? A few cute themes recommended. Theme, huh?
No.
Deep?
At least I'd say deep.
Oh, you want deep. I was with them on theme and sticker picker. But yeah, let's go deep customization.
We're not doing minimal. No minimal.
Yeah, we're going deep. How much writing detail should show directly inside each day box on the main calendar? Quick summary. Most details visible. Minimal with click-in. I think quick summary.
Yeah, I'm good with quick summary.
Yeah. All right, so we answered the 3 questions. These things didn't used to do this. And if you don't understand a question, you can be like, I don't understand this question. What month-specific information should live at the month level in addition to daily entries? Notes and goals? Notes only, dailies only. I think notes and goals.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's say I don't understand. I can dismiss this and ask the question, but we'll go with notes and goals. When you click a day, where should the editable fields open? Do you want the right side panel, a pop-up card, or inline to in the day?
Definitely not inline in the day. I would say right side.
Yeah, I would go with right side, but I kind of want to see what the hell a pop-up card looks like. Open a cute modal over the calendar so the calendar stays the full focus.
Oh, I think that's like Notion where that has the center view or whatever. It pops up a little.
Okay, well, we'll stick with right panel for now. Submit. All right, so we answered that 2 questions. We've been 6 minutes on this project.
Oh, we have Dan coming in to help.
Oh, good.
Because I mentioned,
Hey,
like,
Danny?
my audio's glitching too, so I might not be here the whole time.
Okay, no worries, Stace.
But
so here is the plan. Build a standalone browser app that opens by clicking index.html with no build step, no server required. The layout will be a 2-column digital planner view, a large monthly calendar on the left, and a right side planner panel. The app will focus on simple mouse and keyboard use, click a day, type numbers and notes, click emoji stickers. So it has this plan, and I can expand the plan. I think I'm okay on this. So this is, when I first did this, I didn't understand all of this. But so what you can do is you can copy it. I'm going to copy the plan. And this is literally what I did the first time I did this. I panicked. I was like, I don't know if the plan is good. I don't know. So what did I do? I went to ChatGPT. So I'm going to hop over to ChatGPT. And I'm going to say, hey, I just got this plan. Oh, first let me go to my project. This is why I started that project, Elizabeth Learns to Code, because it understands this. So I'm going to say, hey, I just got this plan. And I am live with authors on YouTube. Can you explain this plan step by step and how we can get it? All right, so we're going to put that in there, and it's going to start answering us. Okay, here's the plain English step-by-step version you can say live. This plan is basically for making a cute writing calendar app that lives entirely in a browser. But it is so simple, you can open it by double-clicking one HTML file. No hosting, no terminal, thank God, no build step, no React, no database, just files. What this app is, it's a digital planner for writers with a monthly calendar on the left and the details planner on the panel on the right. Each day can hold word count, editing words, hours worked, stickers or emoji, and a little note. And each month can hold goals, notes, reward, intention, and theme settings. So think part planner, part writing tracker, part adorable journal. Step 1, build it with only 3 files. The plan says to make index.html, styles.css, script.js, what each one does. Index.html, this is the bones of the app. It holds the calendar area, the right sidebar, buttons like previous month, next month, save, export, import. So if you picture the app like a house, HTML is the walls in the room. So if we have walls in the room, we're going to decorate, right? Styles.css, this is the look. It controls pinks, creams, soft shadows, rounded cards, cute fonts, spacing, kawaii vibe, 2-column layout. So CSS equals decorating the house. Script.js, this is the brains. It makes the app actually do things, change months, click a day, load that day's info, save data, export, import JSON, show stickers on the calendar. So JavaScript is the electricity and the moving parts. Step 2, make the layout first. The plan wants a 2-column planner. So I'm not going to go through this whole plan with you guys because it's mostly repeating it. But basically it's telling the AI, make the page split, make the calendar box, makes the sidebar box, then connect them. This is what coders would have to do on their own, right, Danny? Is he not here? Am I alone?
Oh, he's here. I'm going to add him to the stage. I don't think he can.
Oh,
there we go.
There he
sorry, we're in the vortex. I'll get out of the vortex. But Danny, in the good old days, but like coding before, yeah. How would you? What tools? I mean, I know that there's like some visual tools and stuff that existed with like Adobe and things. I've seen mock-up tools, but the developer would always have to decide the build order, correct?
Yeah.
So does this help you?
Yeah, especially like when doing Raptorite, it helped tremendously, because like a project like that would have taken me like at least a year to do it, and I did it in like 3 months.
Great. So this is what's using JavaScript. Before saving anything, get the calendar showing the right month. Before saving anything, the app needs to know what month are we on, what year, how many days are in this month, what weekday does the month start on. So the app needs logic like current month equals March 2026. Calculate the first weekday. Calculate the number of days. Create boxes for each date. This is the first real app logic piece. And then it's got to make clicking a day do something. So it's going to keep going through, and these are the fields that were in there: word count, editing words. So you can put a number in. So yeah, I'm happy with this plan. I feel like I understand it. So we're going to go ahead and say, yes, implement this plan. And now it's building me my app. I came back over here, and it's now turning it into a standalone little web app. Oh, Danny, I'm going to go ahead and mute you. We've got the echo thing going.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. Sorry, I'm in the vortex. Banshee says, they ask options now to learn your thought process. Yeah, I love it. It's really, asking those questions really helped me get behind this vibe coding thing, I have to say. So here's what it says it's doing. It says, I'm turning the plan into a standalone little web app now. First, I'm checking the workspace one more time, and then I'll create the 3 files with the full layout, styling, storage, and beginner-friendly comments baked in. The folder is still clean, so I can build this from scratch without stepping on anything. I'm about to add index.html, style.css, and script.js with lots of plain English comments and author-style metaphors, so the code reads more like annotated planner pages than a mystery box. Well, thank you, Codex.
I also like that it explains more and more of the steps, like here are the variables and stuff. It's almost like I'm mini learning along with it.
Yeah, very much so. Very, very much so. Now, you'll notice when it says comments like this, the folder is still clean, so I can build this from scratch without stepping on anything. Or up here, it says, first I'm checking the workspace one more time. That's because when you start using this to change existing code, it gets complicated. As you are adding features, you can break features that were working perfectly fine. And it can be very challenging sometimes. That it fixes one thing, but it breaks another. Right, Danny?
Yeah, I ran into that, quite a bit. Like trying to fix a single problem, it ends up stepping on 10 other things, and
yeah. So even the professional coders are finding that sometimes don't skip that plan step. You may use that plan step to say, okay, check the existing code. Does anything in your plan affect the dependencies or the code of other features, so that it can kind of understand what's going on here? Now, I'm excited about this, and here's why. Because we're waiting on this thing to run. I'm going to put us all just our faces real fast. I'm really excited with some of the changes I'm seeing in the code, the Codex thing, and here's why. If the Codex is now becoming where it can go, wait a minute, I'm going to do this thing, but before I do this thing, I got to check to see what else it might affect. Can you think of any other process we'd like to use that for?
At the very least, writing.
writing books.
Editing.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like while it was editing, it could check and make sure, like, if I change this, it's not going against actions that happen later that have already happened. I'm not breaking canon. Anything like that would be awesome.
So that's what I was building last night. And it assured me it did. And it lied. So I have to get back in there. But it did some really cool things for me last night. So let me see if the app is ready and done here. Sorry, you're in the vortex. Oh, it's done. So what do these numbers mean? That's a good question. It's not words, people. It's lines of code. 3 files changed for 1,290 new lines of code. We didn't have to delete any. Index.html was built with 247 lines. I don't know what the blue dot means you can actually see it. Can you guys see it okay? Or you want me to zoom in more? Good?
I think so, but
I can't see the thing on the thing. Okay. I'll read it out loud. So at the top here, it has regular HTML that's going to be in English. It has the head thing. It says what character set we're using, which is UTF-8. That's just so you don't get funky characters. Meta name viewport content width equals device width. So what that means is that as you change the size of your window, it will change the size of what's there. And then the initial scale is 1.0. Title is Kawaii Writing Calendar. And this is a comment. The comments are right here for me. This file is the stage for your planner. If this app were a novel, HTML would be the cast list and chapter headings. It tells the browser what exists, but not yet how it should look or behave. So it's telling me that there's these links right here. This is actually not a link really to click on the app. This is to bring in fonts from Google. But it should have said that. I just happen to know that. Body. This whole app lives inside this shell. Think of it like the cover and binding holding every page together. So class, app shell, class, hero, card, division, class, eyebrow. Eyebrow.
I guess you could technically name it anything, but
yeah, I've just never seen it do class eyebrow. This is where coding would lose me.
I know. It's not technically wrong.
It's not technically wrong. It's just technically absurd. Usually you want to pick classes that would make sense to someone who didn't write the code. But in this case,
spatula. Like, what is
I was listening to us. So the eyebrow is that which should be the title, is what that should be. Writing planner, H1, Kawaii writing calendar. Hero copy, track your words, edits, hours, and tiny celebratory stickers one day at a time. Hero badges, mouse friendly, auto saves, pretty, and customizable. 2 columns, just like you requested. The left side is the big calendar spread. The right side is the planner pocket where details live. So now it's made a layout grid, and it's made a toolbar. There's the eyebrow again. Have you ever seen eyebrow as a class, Danny?
Nope. Can't say I have.
Oh my gosh. JavaScript will write the day cards. I'm going to say, here's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say, I haven't played with the app yet. I think you are thin on your comments. Pretend I don't even know what a class is. Because I don't. But I love that one is called eyebrow. I don't know why there are links to Google fonts, I think, at the top. I mean, I do know, but I'm pretending I don't know. Can you comment this out more? Okay, so it's going back to the files with a true beginner lens now and making the comments much more hand-holding, especially around the font links and the CSS classes. I can see what you mean. The app has comments, but not enough. What is this thing and why does it exist? Guidance yet. So I'm expanding that now in all 3 files, especially around class, idea, the Google font links, and the CSS variables at the top. Class of eyebrow. Oh, Google says eyebrow is not a standard HTML element or attribute. It is an industry term used in web design and content strategy to describe a specific UI component or text element on a web page.
Huh.
I've
Learn
never
something
heard
new
of that
every
before.
day. Thank you, June Sixer.
Thank you. Eyebrow. But none of us have seen eyebrow before. I've been writing HTML for years. I've never seen someone make a class eyebrow.
I can't say I'm opposed to it.
Nope. Can't say I am either. I don't know when it's done. That's the only thing I don't like about this. Other than that there's like a stop button here, but like that's not really good enough. Also, what I do like about this, and this is really handy, is you can, on this lower right-hand side here, it will tell you the context window. I've used 11%, 29,000 of 258,000 tokens used. So when you use the chat, it only limits you to 258. When I used my API key, I got the million token context window, by the way. And then it does say Codex automatically compacts it. So now I can review the changes. So it's telling me what it did. I also kept your favorite eyebrow explanation and made the rest of the code feel more like an annotated author notebook. I reran no check on script, and so the JavaScript still parses cleanly. If you want, I can do one more pass after you've opened it, make the comments even more, explain it like I'm brand new in exact spots that still feel foggy. So now you can see that they added code lines, that's the comments, and then they took some lines out. So that's what those numbers mean. Okay, so here we go. So now we have head. Okay, so let's go here. This line tells the browser, please read this as a modern web page. You can think of it like putting fantasy romance on the spine of a book so the bookstore shelved it correctly. Language is English. Head. This head is the backstage area. It holds setup information the browser needs before the visible page begins. Most things in head do not show up on the screen directly. I think that there's an error here, actually. Do you see the error here on 21 and 22? Let's see what this does.
That should probably be commented out, yeah.
I think this might be an error of a comment out of place. It looks weird. So I'm just going to comment.
And at this point, I might have to leave you in Danny's capable hands.
No worries. So now we have the Google fonts. So it's now explaining all of this. So the whole point is that I want you guys to see what you can do with this. You can literally make this teach you code one by one. So wait, we're building a Marcus Chen? I don't know what that means. If it had head and eyebrow, are the eyelashes, where are there eyelashes or lips? Exactly. So, so I think it did do the file change here. So let me bring this back. Hide us again. Sorry. So they cleaned that up. You were right that it looked out of place, so I removed it. And so now we have this. So now I can ask the question, how do I look at this calendar? I don't know how to use a terminal. What do I do? So it tells me what to do. It says open the Finder and go to this folder, Coding Live with Friends, and then double click on index.html. It'll open in your default browser like a normal web page. So I can actually click on this, and it is going to go to that place. So I'm going to click on it. It automatically wants to open it in Visual Studio Code because that's something that I have that it does. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to no, stop Visual Code. Go away. I don't want you. Don't save. Go. I'm going to do this the old-fashioned way. I'm going to go back to my Finder. And I know that I am in my iCloud drive. And I know that we did Coding Live with Friends. So here's my folder right here on my iCloud drive. So I'll open that up. And then this index.html, I'll just right click and I'll click open with Google Chrome. And here you guys go. This is the Kawaii calendar that it just built for us. Now, if I want to be able to open this more easily and not have to go to my Finder all the time, I can literally bookmark this page. So all I have to do is go to, I don't remember how to bookmark now. How did I lose my mind on how to bookmark? I swear, you leave one thing and you forget how to. I know how to make a bookmark. Why can't I make this a bookmark? Bookmarks and list. Bookmark this tab. There we go. I'm bookmarking this tab. Kawaii. Bookmarks bar. Done. And now if I go to a new tab, you can see that it is in my book. It's not here because it's too long. So it's going to be at the bottom here, the Kawaii writing calendar, but I can grab this and I'm going to stick this over at the front. So it's my second one, and if I click on it, it brings me right back to it. So I can get to it from my Finder folder. So I can get to it like navigating to my iCloud drive and clicking on the index.html. Once I have that URL right there, I can save that as a regular bookmark. And as long as I'm on this computer, it will keep opening it. So let me show you what this looks like. So today is the 13th. I'm going to say that I did 5,000 words. I'm going to say I did 6,000 editing words. And I'm going to say that I worked 5 hours. And a tiny margin note about how the writing date felt. I'm going to say felt great. I'm going to give myself a little bloom. Now here's the interesting thing. This thing says it auto-saves. So it probably has some information about me inside of my codex that I was like, hey, you need to auto-save. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save Day. But just to see if that actually works, I'm going to click on a different day. And you can see that it saves. So there is that. Now let's say some things I don't like. I don't want to see words, edits, hours empty. I don't want to see that there's no data there. So I'm going to tell it that. And then I have over here some goals and some notes. Here's the make it yours. So we have peach tea. I don't see where that changed very much. Let's see what mint mochi does. I don't think that changes anything at all. Bubble book. Okay, so those are bubbles. Peach jam. Okay, so that kind of made the changes for the accent plan there. Theme preset, mint mochi. That should have changed everything. So that's broken. So I would tell it that that's broken, and we're going to change that. Sparkle dust. What's sparkle dust? Card style, soft outline. Storybook dash. Oh. Well, that's kind of cute. I like that. But I want the sparkle dust. What's the sparkle dust? Okay, so that's the sparkle dust. It's not. It's got a cool name. It doesn't actually mean anything. Storybook dash.
Very sparkly.
Huh?
It says it's not very sparkly.
It's not very sparkly, and I'm going to tell it I want more sparkles. I can export this month, or I can export all the months, and I can import a file, choose the file. So let's go ahead and export all the months. Let's see if that works. So you can see I'm in this folder. What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to go to my Coding Live with Friends folder. I'm going to create a new folder in here, and I'm going to call this backups. It's totally okay to have my backups in this folder. It's not going to affect anything. And I'm going to say writing calendar all months and save that. And then I'm going to delete these out. I'm going to unclick. Oh, I like that feature. It automatically assumed that you can add more than one. Oh, this is already an improvement over my other one. But I can click it and I can unclick it. I love that. I can get a unicorn. I am such a nerd. So I've cleared everything. I can clear the, oh, there's the clear the day thing. I should have done that. Well, let's test that. 5,000 and then clear the day. Okay, I think the 1,000 should automatically put a comma there. So let me go over to my codex here, and I need to start thinking about some of the things that I don't like. I want commas in the numbers automatically. I don't want to see the empty lines if there's no data on a page. That way, a page could just be an emoji. I want to be able to change the emojis. I want more sparkles. There's a sparkle something and it didn't sparkle. I want more themes, and the themes didn't seem to change anything. Only the lower choices did. Anything else we want? I think that's good.
Yeah, I think that's good.
I want the right panel to appear and disappear. All right, here we go. So I'm going to give it all that information back of like what I don't like about this, and it's going to just start making changes to these things. Cleaner date cards, editable emoji choices, real sparkle styling, a working theme system, number formatting with commas, and a collapsible right panel. Then I'll sanity check the script again so you can open the update planner without steps. I found the main theme bug. The accent dropdown was effectively overriding the preset, which made the presets feel fake. I'm fixing that and wiring the rest in together so the app feels consistent instead of half switched. Now you can also take screenshots of what you see and what you don't like and mark that up and put it in there. I've done that before too. So it made all the changes.
I've done that too. Like when it's having trouble trying to solve a problem, I'll take a snapshot and highlight the area that I'm like, okay, we need to fix this. And it's smart enough to pinpoint that area and then just work on that area.
Yeah, this thing doesn't work. This other side doesn't really work very well unless you create a Git repository, which that's going to be like my next step. I just haven't mastered that yet. But let me know in the comments if what you've seen me do so far has been really cool to you, that you can do this. You can design anything you want. You can literally ask it for whatever. I'm going to come over here and we're just going to hide ourselves real fast. We need sound, exactly. So it is 9:36. We are going to be wrapping up here in the next 5-10 minutes, and we're going to be going to the after party in the lab. In the lab room. But let me know in the chat and in the comments, have I gone slow enough for you all to show you that you literally just give it one little folder, you tell it what you want, you can tell it to comment out the code for you, and you can just tell it you want a simple little web app that you can use in your browser. Your browser software on your computer actually has a lot of great core functionality in it that allows you to do really cool, fun things, but the computer is using the built-in functionality. Am I describing that right, Danny? Like local storage.
Yeah.
So it's almost like your browser is like a little mini operating system. It can play sound. It can do things. It can play video. It can do a lot of things that are really, really cool. Okay, come back and we'll go check on our little cozy app. And by the way, I'm going to give you guys this code so that you can go play with it, because there's nothing private in here for me. So I changed all the files. Now the question is, how in the heck do I see this again? Well, I can either go to index.ml.again, or I can come into this place. It doesn't have the most updated. This is what the refresh button is for. I'm going to close the other one. Refresh. And now you'll see it has really changed the design a little bit more. Okay, I can hide the right panel. I can show the right panel. I can... I don't know how I change the thing. A lot of times it just adds that to the bottom. Oh, sticker choices. Put your favorite emojis here. Oh, space. You know what emoji nut we need? We need a dinosaur emoji. So I added that. And now there's the dinosaur emoji. That is cool. I can make it a dinosaur. Now let's go ahead and see. So now the theme preset. Ooh, lavender milk. Okay, that's kind of cool. That's hot. Then the accent palette, I can do lavender pop. And now it, oh, I like this one a lot. I want to see better sparkles. Let's see sparkle dust. That is definitely more sparkly.
That's cool.
I see it now. All right, the last little thing I'm going to say is this right panel side is a little bit kind of clunky in the sense that I have all these settings and stuff that probably should be. Oh, one little thing is let's go ahead and import. Let's import that file from earlier to make sure that our backups work. So it's just a JSON file, and I'm just going to click open and go OK. And look, it is right there back again. It brought all my data back in. And if I click on here, it does say felt great as the daily note. But I don't want to scroll like this. I really do want it all to be like one screen. So I'm going to show you one other trick on how you do that. So I'm going to go to this codex and I'm going to say, you are amazing. I love this. Can I get like a animated glitter trail on my mouse movement? Yeah, we're going like it's the early 2000s, people. Also, I think the right side is a little long. Can it be tabs like the day information, the settings, and backup be different 3 tabs? I hate the button to hide the panel. I want a better solution, like it pops out if I hover over there. And then on that, I can lock it in place. So there, I'm letting it know. I'm adding exactly that next, a glitter trail that follows the mouse and a smarter right panel that slides out on hover with a lock button. Plus tabs on the sidebar feel shorter and tidier instead of one long scroll. I got the shape of it. I'm replacing the blunt hide show button with the hover drawer, like a dresser drawer. Drawer. Okay. I speak English good, I promise. Hover drawer sidebar that can be pinned open. And I'm restructuring the right side into 3 tabs so it feels like a neat planner pocket instead of a long stack. Great. Love that. So it's still working. I think that they could use a little bit of help on this because I think it's too easy to assume that it's done. Because you do get a little indicator over here that it's working, and you got the little stop button, but that's all you get. You don't get like a cool little thing in the middle or anything like that. I guess because you can while it's working, you can go do other things. You can actually be running other threads and skills and stuff like that. This thing is still going. What are you doing? Yeah, this is something else that I made. That's probably why my settings are why my use is so full. I was like, I did not think I used it that much. Okay, so it fixed the one file is changed. We added 234 lines of code and we took 179 out. I'm styling the drawer behavior, tabs, and glitter trail now so it feels intentional instead of bolted on. And we have used 27% of the context, 28%. It will automatically compact its context. So the layout changes are good. I just hit a patch mismatch in the style sheet because the file shifted under the earlier edits. I'm reading the relevant CSS sections, and then I'll land the drawer, tabs, and glitter cleanly. Oh, we're calling it Sparkle Drift. I'm just going to go play with my calendar. I want to know what happens if the sticker tray, if I add more stickers, if I add too many stickers. Let's see. We'll add more stickers that I like. I'm going to add the shoe. Space. I'm going to add the owl. Space. I'm going to add the devil horns. Space. I'm going to the hearts on fire. No, the robot. Space. And I'm going to add the key. Space. And I'm going to add trophy. Space. Oh, I got to add the race cars. Space. And I'm going to add, what else can we add here? So those are my top ones that I use a lot. Oh, we need a little ghost. Little ghost, little ghost. I like a diamond. Heck yeah. And let's see what else we got here. I also like, I like dolphins. Is there a dolphin emoji? I don't think there is. There is a dolphin emoji. Oh, there's two. No, that's a shark. That's the dolphin. I got a dolphin emoji. Let's see how many emojis we have up here now. Okay, so we do have an issue with the oh, no, we don't. I didn't put a space between these. So you can see like it's messed up there. Watch this. I just got to go to the ghost, put a space, go to the diamond and put a space. And now they will be rendered correctly up here. And so it did make that third tray. That's really cool. That means you could actually like, okay, now I want to be able to move these around and organize them. But I can just organize it down here with how I want to do it. So I really like that. That's really cool. I want to see the other ones. Ooh, lemon cream. And then the accent palette, lemon glow. Oh, this is so cool. If I go to next month, okay, it's a different color. Let's change it to lavender milk. And let's go bubble diary sweet. And let's go candy pink. And if I go previous month, it's March is still lemon. So that is super, super cool. Let's go check on the codex. Codex is done. If you want, next I can make the glitter trail for your more fairy dust or more chunky Y2K glitter. See, I told you it was early 2000s. So let's see the glitter, people. Previous month. How do I see the changes? All I have to do is click refresh. Oh, there. That's not glitter. Oh, okay. I like that. It comes out and I can pin it open. Okay, but when I pin it open, I want the calendar to move over. So I'll tell it that, and we'll definitely get a better glow here. Let's change the color so we can see this thing a little bit better. Let's go to settings. Let's do a lavender pop. Nope. Why is it just yellow? I don't like yellow sparkles. I want rainbow sparkles. Okay, so last little change. You see how the song was like, you can get hooked into this. I want more rainbow fairy dust glitter. Not glitter, glitter. And when I pin the right side open, the calendar should scoot over. So when pinned, the right side doesn't cover the calendar. Boop. Look at me being a fancy designer and everything. I'm turning the glitter from soft sparkles into more rainbow fairy dust, and I'm fixing the pin drawer behavior so the calendar makes room for it instead of being covered. I found the two right places to fix this. The glitter itself needs more color variation, and the pin state spacing should happen in CSS so the calendar gracefully makes room instead of fighting the drawer. Thank you. That's all I ask. I'm a woman with simple needs. I just need my oh.
Well, that's me.
That's kind of interesting. Unpin. Okay. I can't believe how gorgeous this is with like a few lines of talking to the AI.
Yeah, that's what fascinates me about it. Like same thing when I was doing Raptor Right, it was like, wow, I could do this in like no time.
I love. Oh, I can put stars everywhere. Sparkle. I can't wait for that to be rainbow glitter. So now I'm just going to play the game of refresh and see if it's already. Oh, wow.
Cool.
Pin open. Yeah, that's how I want it to go, because then I can have my day. We got to work on this. This is a little wonky, but that's okay. It's a good place to start. I like it. I can put a dolphin. I can put magical. Let's see what happens to the count. Oh, if I add more emojis, it just adds more to the line. So that's kind of cool too. So you can just have different emojis mean different things to yourself, so you can see very quickly. I am highly amused by this rainbow. This rainbow like thing. I love this. I think I might say I want it to look more like fireworks. Okay, we're gonna pause there for today, and I'll show you what you do to share this with somebody else. So I'm gonna go to my Finder, And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this little folder, this Coding Live with Friends, and I'm just going to right click it and I'm going to compress it. And when I compress it, it's just going to make me a zip folder that then I can go to your notes, which was in the other one. Let's see. I'll go to Notion. There's your notes. And I will go ahead and put your notes right here by going slash. Oh, we're zoomed way too in. Stop it. Okay. Slash file. I'm going to choose a file and I'm going to give you guys that zipped folder. So that's in my iCloud drive. It should be right at the top. It's not because I don't have it listed. So I'm just going to go by date added. And there I have that zip folder right there. So now I've given you that zip folder. You can download that zip folder. You can open that index index file. You can, when you open that folder, that can be the folder that you give access to Codex, and you can start making changes. And it will just start making changes to the code for you. So that is, I mean, tell me, when I realized that this is how easy it could be, I wanted to show it live so people could be demystified and understand it's as simple as I made a little folder and I told the AI that it's allowed to make stuff in that folder, and then I can tell it it's an HTML app and I can just click on the index file and I can open stuff up into my browser. Little word of warning. This thing is using the browser for memory, for local storage. There are more advanced techniques that you can say, hey, I need you to create like another HTML file so that it's calling that HTML file when I click on that to load that, so that your index and things are linked and all of that. You can tell it to do that so that it's keeping some storage into the actual folder there on your local hard drive. I would do that if you're trying to make something that's like a book writing app or something. Remember, this is not talking to my AI. This is not talking to AI other than like when I'm writing the code. You can use it to write novels. You can use it, but you're using a coding model to do that. So it's not always the best. More on this is coming into the Future Fiction Academy. So if you are a part of our full membership, we have a lot of great classes, Intro to Anti-Gravity, that Kimberly has done. We're going to have more Intro to Coding classes coming that are doing even more things. The whole vision for the Future Fiction Academy going into the rest of 2026 is that people who are at that level are trying to create automated publishing companies, and that's what we're going to support. So I want to thank everyone for coming tonight. I will play the song again, and I will meet you guys in the lab room unless, Deanna, you have any last thoughts.
No, I'm good for a party after.
Yeah, let's go party. Let's go party. All right. Thank you, everyone, again, and I will see you guys in just a few minutes, and I'll see you next Friday.
Red light, leg room, cursor blinking in the blue. You type one line and I'm already breaking through. Low bass, hot, cold, syntax, glitter on your skin. You say, run it back, and the whole night kicks us in. Compound me in your heat, push the signal through. No sleep, all spark, I'm crashing into you. Neon on my tongue, fire in my blood, hands up, screen glow. I just want the rush of cold drops, heart jumps, we light the whole club up all night, no breaks. Neon on my lips, dirty data, pretty fools. Run wild, run high, let the whole thing overflow. If you want my body now, hit enter, let it go. In the crowd.
Alrighty. Yeah, yesterday when I got the calendar to work, I nearly cried. I cannot express to you how long I have waited for this to finally make sense to me. That there's finally tools that I can be like, I need it cuter. I need it commented out like I'm an idiot. Thank you very much, because I don't understand coding. I want to understand it. And I do know some things. I know you guys saw me say like, okay, I do know that that's like bringing in the Google fonts. But you can literally do that. When you look at the code, you can be like, I don't understand this line. And you can press the plus key and you say, I don't understand what this is. Make sure you comment this out. I'm really proud that this is a moment that we all get to be a part of. We all get to make software. We all get to make things that make sense for us. There was a question earlier, and I apologize because I couldn't see it earlier, but I do want to answer it. Pat had a question. Does it live in that folder, or can it be integrated into Notion, for example? You could take the link to your Notion, because the link, so let me show you what that looks like. The link's not going to work if you click on the link. Like I'm going to put it in my, this link works for me. So if I stick this here, this link right here, and press enter, it's going to go to a file. So it's not something I can click on or anything like that, because it's not being hosted online. That is a future. Oh, you guys aren't seeing because I'm not sharing my screen. Anyway, that is a future thing. Like that would, if I wanted to have this as a link on a server, I would have to upload it to a server and it's hosting the files, which by the way, a server is just a computer that's hooked to other computers. That's it. It's not anything special other than it's like a computer that's hooked to other computers. And so obviously to know like which computer is which, you have to have a little address that connects them, which is the IP address and information on the back end there. So this does not integrate into Notion yet. You can use your coding skills. So start small. Start like I started. Then start taking some of these other classes that are in the Ink and Code. Start taking Carlos' classes. Start taking Kim's classes. Start going to Joe's sessions. Danny's going to start up sessions on this. Other classes. Alyssa's got classes on Introduction to Code too, I think. The point is that once you start learning this little bit, you can open the door for so many things. You can start learning how to make your own plugins. You can start learning how to make your own extensions. If Notion doesn't do something that you want it to do, you can build something so that Notion can go back and forth. That's where those MCP servers come into play that were in today's newsletter. So don't get overwhelmed. Don't be like, oh, I can't do all of that. Neither can I. Not yet, not right now, but I will one day. So, and I hope that you also starting to feel like this is okay. Kimberly says she has an entire bundle of intro classes on sale right now. That's exactly right. So Kim, if you want to let us know the links to that, you're more than welcome to put them in the notes in the write-a-thon section on Notion, so you can go ahead and link to those classes. Or do they go on sale? I think they go on sale next week. Don't they, Kim? Yeah, that's going on sale next week. So that's coming. That's coming. So I want to thank everybody. She says it's on sale now. So she'll put the links and stuff like that into the Notion notes. And you can also put them on the YouTube too. No problems there. All right, I got to get to the after party. So I'll see you guys next Friday. Bye.